Fireworks exploding at the second presidential debate last night. The gloves were off as Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton wasted no time in snubbing each other. So, was it the most personal and the most vicious debate ever? We have presidential historian Doug Wead joining us now from Washington to find out where this debate stacks up in history. Doug, good morning. Have we ever seen anything like this before?
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Nicole. I don't think we've ever seen a debate like this before, but we have seen an election like this before. In 1884, the American people thought, what have we got? They had to choose between a corrupt politician who took bribes in return for giving out favors and a New York misogynist. The New York misogynist and his law partners shared the sexual favors of a young lady who became pregnant. Our erstwhile presidential candidate assumed responsibility
Who won
for
that?
Well, I'll tell you, the New York misogynist won that one, and when one of his law partners died, he raised the daughter. When she became a teenager, she fell in love with him. When she turned 21, she married him in the White House. She was the youngest first lady in American history, and that was Grover Cleveland and Frances Folsom.
All right, so we're going back to 1884 to try and get a glimpse into who might win this one. And you're talking about corrupt politicians and the like. I don't know if you're trying to make some sort of correlation between Hillary and Trump there, in which case maybe Trump would win based on that. But really, when you talk about last night and you talk about what we saw, what in more modern times and some names we know in the 60s and the 70s, what comparisons can you make to that, Doug?
Well, you can make the comparison that second debates really matter. That was the debate where Ronald Reagan hit his home run on the age issue with Mondale. That was the debate where Gerald Ford challenged the Soviet hegemony of Eastern Europe and failed badly. And that was the debate where Barack Obama came back against Mitt Romney. So I saw a great comeback for Donald Trump, especially what lingered in my family. My daughters were just going away on their iPhone, looking up Hillary, looking up, was the charge of the 12-year-old girl who was raped. That haunted them. And at first they looked it up, said, oh, it's not true. Then they found the actual audio. That's the problem with millennials. They go for it. You can go to DougWead.com. I have that audio right at the top. Because the news media is not reporting that. They're saying that was a fact check.
And he said how she was laughing. He said that she was laughing when she protected that rapist. So just to clarify, Lauren?
Yeah.
That's right.
A decade from now, Doug, as we go back and think about this second debate, what's the takeaway?
Oh, this was a tough debate. And I think the takeaway is that the pundits were all wrong, that Donald Trump was right to counterpunch. He needed to do that to put it into focus. It was the difference between words, which were horrible, and deeds, which also have not been apologized for. You think about it, all Paula Jones ever wanted was an apology. We went through an impeachment. She didn't even want an apology for what Bill Clinton had done. She wanted an apology for his campaign, accusing her of wanting something that she hadn't wanted.
Doug, let's talk about... I wanted to ask you quickly, because now, you know, we had Jessica Tarlov on, she's a Democratic strategist. She talked about the fact that how far ahead Hillary is at this point. You say this second debate's so important and that Trump gained some ground. So how likely or unlikely is it when someone is a little bit behind that they take it over and then win the whole election? We're 29 days away?
Well, it happened in the Carter Ford election. It happened in the Reagan-Carter election of 1980, where Carter was ahead. I have a close friend who had breakfast with Carter the morning after the election, and Carter was stunned. He didn't believe that he had lost. So that's how quickly it can turn.
John Kennedy once said, nothing just happens, people make it happen, Doug.
That's right. That's
use
right.
that statement for this election right now.
Well, the fact that all of these things are coming out now in October, I mean, it is amusing to hear the Clintons and Hollywood teaming up to lecture the American people on how not to objectify women. So it's not an accident that Access Hollywood happened to find that tape now. And there will be more things that we will find on both sides that will come out. That's politics. Kennedy's right. They're made to happen. And there's going to be some things made to happen in the coming days. So a lot of excitement ahead.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Doug Wead, presidential historian. Kind of puts it all in perspective for us.
Oh, I'm going to rate
Thanks,
this one as the
Laura.
most exciting since 1884. Doug Wead, thanks. Well, we appreciate that you're watching FBN.